Maria Crawford here from Edge Integrative Wellness. I am here today with a very special colleague of mine, Dr. Rebecca Warren. She is a co-platinum provider with HCF, as well as my newest, latest, greatest Clubhouse PIC. And if you guys don't know what Clubhouse is a new app, a new platform where we get to talk all things toxicity, diet, weight loss resistance, thyroid, you name it, every Tuesday at 11 Eastern. We meet and we talk, and you guys can ask questions. You guys have access to all of us. It's really amazing. And I've gotten to know Rebecca even more through the last few weeks that we've been doing this. And she has an impressive story, and one from pain to purpose. The one you guys know, my pain to purpose. And so I want you guys to hear hers, because I feel like it's going to resonate with a lot of you, and there are ways that we can start making some changes. So Rebecca, you want to share a part of your story?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a doctor of chiropractic and a functional wellness practitioner. I specialize in women's sex hormones, thyroid hormones, and healing after thyroidectomy.
Wait, you can heal after thyroidectomy?
You can actually, you actually have to heal after thyroidectomy or gallbladder removal or, hysterectomy. You still have to heal. And so my story goes back to being 19 years old and being diagnosed with thyroid cancer. I ended up getting my thyroid cut out, a high dose radiation, all for a cancer that we now know through studies where those types of treatments the risks are so much higher than the actual cancer itself. And that's really important to understand, because the fastest growing cancer in women right now is thyroid cancer. And so when we went into this, I didn't have answers. I didn't even know what a thyroid was, but I thought that if I cut out my thyroid, if I did exactly what was asked of me, that I would actually get better. But by the time I was 20, I started struggling with depression. And let me go ahead and clarify this, because a lot of people are like, I don't struggle with depression. No, it looks very different for different people. And for me, it looked like every morning I would wake up like with this blanket over my head. I could not shake the heaviness that I woke up with every day. Even though I loved college, I loved my church, I got along with my family, there's nothing any reason for me to feel that way. I started struggling with anxiety. And again, anxiety looks different for each person. And so anxiety meant every night I would stay up worrying about situations and things that I had no control over.
Wait, that's not normal.
Not normal to lay up.
These are the things. We think they're normal.
It's not a personality thing. It's not all in your head, right? And I started struggling with that. I couldn't lose weight. And then I started seeing that my period was changing. But the worst part about all of this is that I was seeing a doctor. The whole time. I was going to my doctor's office. I was getting labs done. My doctor would look at my labs. I still have copies of them. And he would write, okay. Everything was okay, but I didn't feel okay. Until the doctor finally told me, do you know what calories are? You just need to cut back on your calories. At that point, I was doing CrossFit like 4 times a week. I thought being vegan meant that I was healthy.
Because that's, of course, going to change
That's
it all.
Let me just get rid of meat, even though my body really needed it at that point. But then I ended up becoming raw vegan. I used exercise and nutrition as a way to restrict myself because I couldn't understand why I was struggling.
Now wait, has she said anything that you're like, check the box? I have all these, like at least 5 of those things. And if you have, you got to keep listening.
Yes, absolutely. Because a lot of people feel very alone in what they're feeling. But because they don't know that others are feeling the same way as them and that there's an answer, they kind of get stuck in that feeling. And for me, it wasn't until I drew a line in the sand. I was so tired of being sick and tired. At that point, I was desperate just to feel normal. I was over just trying to feel good. I just wanted to feel normal. I decided to draw a line in the sand. And I decided that no doctor was going to know more about my own body than me. Because there's moments where we know something's wrong, right?
Yep.
We go to our doctor, we're ready, we're going to go for it, we're going to find out, and the doctor tells us, it's in your head. You need to drink more water. Maybe you need a pill. And you leave there thinking, well, is it me? Like, maybe there isn't. Maybe
I'm just not trying hard enough.
Oh, I'm not trying hard enough, right? And so for me, I had to understand this principle, that the body's created to heal itself. And it does the right thing at the right time. Always. And when it stops doing that is because there's underlying imbalances that need to be addressed. And so now, even though I don't have a thyroid, I completely transformed my life. I've done ketosis and fasting on and off for 10 years detoxification, supplement. It's a process of healing.
So not just one detox, right?
It's a process. It's a process and utilizing different tools.
And we have everyday toxicities. I mean, we get toxicities just by turning on the engine of our car. So we have to constantly be cleaning out that engine. We want to make sure it's spit shine clean. And that's why the detox never ends. So I'll have to ask, okay, if I'm a person and I'm now like going, okay, I have at least 5 of those things. What are 3 things that I could start today, man or woman, that would make my thyroid work more efficiently for me?
Whew, this is a really great question. Because I'm going to give you the 3 things and then I'm going to give a disclaimer at the end, okay? So number 1, trust yourself. I have to say that. I have to say, you've got to trust what you know to be true about living inside your own body. And you don't stop looking for answers or doing what you know you need to do to heal your body. Because in medicine right now, and even in research, it's lacking what it looks like to actually heal your thyroid. And so the answer is what? Medication, you put the hormone in, but the underlying issue that's there continues to destroy your thyroid. So number 1, trust what you know about living in your body. If you know something is off, don't listen to anyone else. Trust your body and get down to the cause. The second thing I would say is if you think you have a thyroid issue going on, is get the right lab work. And this is something we're going to discuss further. Like, how do you know you're ordering the right labs? That's the first step.
I'm going to give you guys a little caveat. Rebecca's going to do a Thyroid 101 class for all of us for free. She's giving us her time. She wants everyone to know this information, and she's so passionate about it. She cares that you can ask the right questions from your provider and that you can get the right knowledge and that you're not just given a TSH level, because many people would just do a thyroid stimulating hormone, and you guys are going to learn what that is.
Absolutely. And the reason why we talk about this, the reason why I give this information is because I know knowledge is power. And when I was 19 and I made a life-altering decision of cutting out a vital organ, we didn't have the education. We didn't have people that were encouraging us. We didn't have practitioners that every day wake up to give you the truth, like Maria here, like what I do. I didn't have that. And I know that if you have the right information and you have that backed not just by science but clinical, experience that we see every day, then you know you can do something about it. So number 2 would be you've got to get the right test, because you're saying you've got the right test, your doctor says everything is okay, and then I look at those tests and I'm like, first of all, it's missing majority of the information, and even the people that I see that bring in tests, the doctors just don't know how to read it. So that's the second thing. And the last thing I would say you can start doing today is change your water source. One thing we can even talk about is detoxification. I believe through the studies and what we're seeing now about thyroid dysfunction is that it's like a canary in the coal mine. It's that first thing that's going to tell you this body is not well. Underlying infections and toxicity and gut stuff, your thyroid's overwhelmed. But the first thing you can do is try to decrease some of that stress by eliminating toxins we know will destroy your thyroid, like fluoride and chlorine, which again, you're gonna find in water. So having a good, clean water source, having a shower filter, and making sure that you're not getting your water from bottles. I mean, we're utilizing water every single day.
That's what I was gonna ask you. So should I go to Costco and get a pallet of water? Sorry, Costco, it's nothing on you. Yeah. It's just your water.
Yes, exactly.
And we will talk in depth more about water and good water sources and live structured water and using hydrogen, those types of things, and how that's going to be beneficial. But just what you can do today is check your water source and find a good water source and no plastic bottles.
Absolutely.
We touched a little bit on continual detox, and one thing that we like to use at Edge is our revival room and going through the different types of equipment like lymph presso or hyperbarics, shake plate, and how important is moving your lymph for your thyroid?
Oh, very much so. And this is, I said I was going to give a disclaimer. This is the disclaimer. Okay. My journey has been a decade and a half. And what I did at the beginning of my journey looks very different than what I do now, but I'm still investing and I'm still working on my health, because we know that in our environment we have so much stress that you have to invest in your health. You have to help your body adapt better. And so the lymphatic system is huge, especially, let's go back to this, the same things that cause your thyroid to become dysfunctional contribute to thyroid cancer. One of the biggest complications that can happen from thyroid cancer is getting into your lymph. That's how that thing's gonna travel. And why is that such a big deal? Is because, well, the lymphatic system is part of our immune system. The nodes have white blood cells in there. You want that to be moving. You want that to be clearing. You want to get that junk out of your body. You don't want it to get stuck up there because it causes more complications. Now you have this thyroid issue that's spreading throughout because you have this lymphatic system that's just not well, it's not filtering well.
And I like to tell you, the lymph is the sewage system of your body. And you can have the cleanest poop in the world, but if it goes down that sewage system and it gets to the end and there's leaves in front of that grate and it's not getting out of there, guess what? Now we have a toxic issue. And this is why using the equipment on a regular basis, moving your lymph, there's things that we can do in everyday life just with movement, but these are some specialized ways that if you do have thyroid issues that we can get you better and keep you well. And we'll get to touch on that, some more of those things when we talk in our Thyroid 101 class. If you guys like what you've heard from Rebecca today, look her up. She's got a podcast. It's called Thyroid Less
Life. Yes.
Thyroid Less Life. That's hard to say 3 times fast.
Yeah, well, the reason why I want to do it is because the Thyroid Less Life podcast, kind of what we talked about before, about how utilizing different tools, like gone are the days, I say this to my coaching clients, the people in my office, gone are the days that you can eat yourself to health. You just can't. Food is not medicine. Your body heals itself, which means in this toxic, stressful world, now we need more advanced tools. Honestly, most of the tools are ancestral, but we've created modern technology to help us reconnect with our body. So the Thyroid Less Life is my journey through that. Like, how do you heal your hormones? How do you repair your body and rebalance? Because I'm still doing it. And I'm still going to be doing stuff 20 years from now. Because the one thing I do want to share is I invest in my health. Even as a practitioner now, I invest whatever I need. Because the one thing I know is that I don't want to ever be sitting in a doctor's office hearing that diagnosis. And I don't want my daughter and my children to be sitting in a doctor's office hearing the diagnosis of cancer and making decisions out of hopelessness and fear. So if you start working on your health, you invest in your health, you help your body heal itself, you don't have to end up in those situations.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if you want to connect with her, Dr. Warren in Chattanooga, as well as you can reach out with her on Instagram. She will DM her on Instagram if you want to connect with her. She does do virtual visits. She also has a radio show, correct? Yes. What's your radio show?
So our website is DRsWarren, DRSWARREN.com. The largest health radio show in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So if you go onto that website, yes, we've been at it for 5 years. If you go to our website, we have past episodes there that you can watch and on a bunch of different topics. So it's DRsWarren.com.
I implore you guys, reach out. You can tell she's passionate about this. She's very, very knowledgeable, very well spoken, and she is an awesome educator. So look us up, look her up, look us up on Clubhouse, and then stay tuned. Our Thyroid 101 webinar is going to be coming at you for free because we love you and we want you to be empowered with your health.